Hello and welcome back to Coffee Infused Crypto. On today's episode, we're gonna discuss Ethereum. So if you're holding ETH, make sure not to skip this one because for the next 100 days, your life will not be the same. And trust me when I say will not be the same. So this is very interesting if you're an ETH holder. But before we get into that, we have this notification popping all over the place, so we want to shed light on it real quick, whether this is another manipulation attempt or the real thing. It's just like the wallets of Silk Road just moved 9.8k Bitcoin right around here, and market definitely reacted to that in fear. If it was true, then just note that first of all, is it actually ethical to sell drug-related assets to markets? Second, how many 9Ks do you have left? Because this takes a lot of money to be able to manipulate the market for like 1 or 2%, but the conviction is in Bitcoin is infinite, at least by the people who understand Bitcoin. So this is not of a much important, will affect the market if it was true for a couple of days. We always look at the grand scheme of things, and as you can see, I mean, it has been bought up pretty significantly, but we'll have to wait. Might impact the market on the short term, but that doesn't matter much, honestly. So to look on Bitcoin real fast and go on the daily or even weekly, we can spot this. This is the most important thing you need to look at currently. The parallel channel where we are trading in between, right? So this is acting as a support, this orange zone here, and this is acting as a resistance, this upper band of the parallel channel. So this is very, very important because we might be trading within this, okay, within this triangle formation here, support and resistance for a while, but once we break out, retest, and that would take us into a whole new different level. So keep an eye on this chart. Very simple, very realistic. And yeah, I mean, anything that might happen today or for the next couple of days, I mean, that is just a drop of water in a pond of sweet, sweet water. So nothing to worry about. For me, at least, I'm not even worried. I'm all focused on the long run. And to notice or to add something, this is the inflation today. They came out, we had a 2% move on Bitcoin. So actually the US government and the federal, US federal government and the government in general, they are combating inflation. So they're doing us a favor here. So forecast was to have an inflation at 5%, and it dropped year on year by 0.1%, and that caused Bitcoin to rally around, like it moved 2% around before we had the news of 9k Bitcoin being sold. So the more they work, the harder they work to contain this inflation and to bring it down, the better we are. Like 0.1% did boost us in the earlies, like earlier today, and imagine what would 1% drop in inflation would do to us. So yeah, keep it up. We love your work and keep doing what you're doing. But to jump into Ethereum, so let's grab our cups of coffee and let's discuss ETH. So this is very, very important. This is a naked ETH chart, and we're gonna deep dive into it. I'm gonna show you exactly why your life will be changed over 100 days, the next 100 days. So yeah, let's look at it first. So this is a naked Ethereum chart. If you notice, by simply looking at it, notice this. So we have this peak here, all right? So coming back to this support, and then another peak, which was our all-time high. Okay, so we have kind of an M pattern here, and this would be, right, the support of this move. And then we dip below and then came back, rejected, retest, and we're doing this W patterns, which technically that W patterns on any any price action chart is bullish, and patterns are technically bearish. So look at this. This first impression gives us this bullish formation. Okay, so as a first impression, this is rather bullish. So we add up our resistance from this area, right? The resistances that we're looking at, and the price action with this diagonal resistance, the breakout we had earlier. We flip this and we notice something. So we have this band over here. Okay, so in the stochastic RSI, this is on the weekly, by the way, and we have RSI over 50. So let's remember that. Let's flip the moving averages. So exponential moving averages, we're having the 20, 50, 100, and 200. White, blue, orange, and red. 20, 50, 100, and 200 exponential moving averages. So let's give it a look at this area. So what do we find? We have the 20 moving up. This is our red one. The 20 moving up, okay, almost gonna cross the 50, right? And we are currently retesting the 100. We were trading above it before this this thing happened earlier, but we will regain this most probably, or get supported by the 50 here, the blue. Let me just recheck the colors. Yeah, the 50 is the blue, so we might come back quick to the 50, 1758. From moving averages alone, we know that this might be a case, but I want you to focus on this, the 20 almost approaching the 50 and crossing. So yeah, look how close it is. So let's go back in time. Let's check. When did we have this cross? Earlier we had it around this area. So the 20 was below, and we had this cross around this area, 20 crossing 50. Okay, so we had a move starting from this point here. So let's pick our Fibonacci tool and measure this. Let's turn on magnet. Let's go from here and measure this run, first initial run. We move till this wick here. Notice this is the first initial move, so this would be our run in the first place. So this is our Fibonacci retracement, and I added some extra levels on it as an extension levels. So notice, let's go down to the daily and let's look at the moving or the price action on the daily. So yeah, let's move here. This would be it. This would be our move on the daily. So ever since we were trying to cross, and then we went all the way to the zero, right? We tested the zero, came back down, retested the 0.382, and the move moved all the way to the -382, -5, -618, retested here, and continued the move. So for the next, let's move to the weekly so that we can track the moving averages as well. So here, this cross happened at this area. So technically, if we want to compare, we're around this area right here, approaching the blue, white approaching blue, and the bottom was here. So the initial move was here, and we were trading below, at that time, below the 100 week moving average. So what happened is we tested the zero, came back down to 0.3, and then the extension levels, we did hit the 0.618, came back to 0.5, which is -0, so those are extensions, so -0.5, and then moved all the way and topped at -165. So if I move those numbers to the other side, let's put them on the left. Okay, so here we almost stopped at the -165 Fibonacci eventually, okay, at the end of the day, and the move was around the -1.5 eventually. So those are extensions on multiple moves, and this came by us crossing 20, crossing 50. And definitely in the middle of the run, we crossed the 100. We cleared all moving averages back then. So what do we have now? Currently, we are trading above all moving averages. By just looking at them, look how they are getting tighter and tighter together. So whenever we are on a bull run or a massive bull run uptrend or a downtrend, we tend to see the moving averages separate or have like a spacing between them. But then they come together. When they come together, and then we expect a volatile move in any direction, and then they would start separating in that direction. And now we are having them closer, getting closer to each other and accumulating with this almost crossing the 20, almost crossing 50. So we initiated the move at this candle, right? So we're not going to take the wick because here we have this broadening wedge, the red line here, and the upper green line acting as a resistance. So this is the accumulation at around this area. This candle here started the move. Let's take our same Fibonacci setup. Let's take the move from here and identify the bottom, and this would be the top. So this would be the top. We will move this in this area. So what we did here in this move, actually, and let's flip the numbers to the other side so that we can see them properly. Yeah, align this here. So let's have a look now. Came up. Okay, so we started the move from here, came up to 0, came back down, retested 0.3, failed 0.3, came back down to 0.5. And always remember, we always say, after completing the first move, we tend to come back down, retest 0.5 to 0.16805, 0.618, 0.65. So this would be the golden zone between the 0.5 and 0.618. And we wicked on multiple weeks in the golden zone and are currently supported at the 0.5, which is 1,830. So this is acting currently as a support. We have this resistance from the channel that we are in, the broadening wedge here. So we have this acting as a resistance, and we have those two zones where if we broke to the upside, I mean the wick from here, and those are the zones that separate our last bull run from our current bear market. So any move breaking those and confirming them as a support, if we were to have this cross and have the shift in Ethereum price, and Ethereum were to have a similar price action like the last time this crossed, this would be the projection moving from here, going back to 0, and then first move is to minus 382, minus 0.5, minus 618, maybe come back, retest this area, or maybe come back, retest this zone, and then come back to this area. But this would be the first target. Second would be, as we've seen earlier, we ended the run at the minus 1.5 to 165 Fibonacci extension level. And to go back here, exactly, this is the area. This was the area of the end target move to the, and then we continued, but on the shorter, like this took us, ever since we started till we peaked here, this took us 112 days. So if we were to have this cross the next 112 days, this is the target we are eyeing, best case scenario. So 112 days from the move here would be here, and that would be 3rd of July. So currently we have like 2 months from now, maybe. Yeah, we're in May, June, and July. So 2 months from now, with a target of $3,426. So will Ethereum be tapping the 3,000 area within the next 2 months. I will be here in 2 months, you will be here in 2 months, and we will come back to this and see how efficiently history rhymed. But keep this on your radar. If you're holding Ethereum, this is not a time to panic sell anything. And I will remind you, any correction in the market currently is a discounted buying opportunity. Any retracement and retests is a discounted buying opportunity less than a year from Bitcoin halving, with all our stars aligning. And bear in mind, Ethereum is always the next mover after Bitcoin. So stay strong, keep your convictions high, stay focused on the long run, which is not so long anymore. We are almost there. Just hold on tight. So that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed the Ethereum analysis. And yeah, I mean, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll keep track. We'll keep an eye on this chart. Make sure to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. I will see you tomorrow, guys. Stay safe, stay crypto. Bye bye.